In a shocking turn of events, Belarus finds itself on the brink of chaos as reports emerge of a deepening rift between President Alexander Lukashenko and his own military forces. What began as isolated acts of defiance has now spiraled into what analysts are calling the most serious challenge to Lukashenko's 30-year rule. Eyewitnesses across Minsk describe scenes of mass protests, military barricades, and widespread confusion as soldiers appear to be defying government orders in several key regions. The unrest reportedly began after a group of senior army officials refused to carry out operations against civilian demonstrators in the capital. Videos circulating online show military vehicles parked motionless while crowds of protesters chant "Belarus is free" and wave the red and white opposition flag, a symbol banned under Lukashenko's regime. Sources close to the government claim that several army units have gone silent, no longer responding to direct commands from the Ministry of Defense. The protests, initially triggered by worsening economic conditions and rising political repression, have now turned into an open revolt against Lukashenko himself. In many cities, citizens are joining hands with soldiers who have publicly declared their refusal to fire on our own people. One former officer, speaking anonymously, stated, "We took an oath to protect Belarus, not to destroy it for the sake of one man's power." Tensions reached a breaking point late last night when unconfirmed reports surfaced that elements within the Presidential Guard had abandoned their posts. Crowds gathered outside government buildings chanting "Leave now," while police forces struggled to maintain control. Tear gas and rubber bullets were fired in some districts, but the sheer number of demonstrators overwhelmed security lines. International reactions have been swift. The European Union and the United States have both expressed concern, urging restraint and warning against further violence. Moscow, Lukashenko's closest ally, has remained cautious, with the Kremlin stating it is monitoring the situation closely. Analysts suggest that any sign of the Belarusian military breaking away from Lukashenko's command could shift the balance of power in Eastern Europe and trigger wider geopolitical consequences. As of this morning, Minsk remains tense but defiant. Protesters have set up makeshift barricades, while small groups of soldiers patrol streets independently of central command. Social media platforms are flooded with footage of civilians offering food and water to soldiers, symbolizing a rare unity between the people and parts of the army. Meanwhile, state television continues to broadcast messages of loyalty to the president, though many citizens dismiss them as propaganda. Observers say Lukashenko's options are narrowing rapidly. With growing defections, economic paralysis, and international pressure, his regime faces an uncertain future. For many Belarusians, however, this moment represents hope, a chance to finally break free from decades of authoritarian rule. Whether the uprising will succeed or descend into deeper conflict remains unclear, but one thing is certain: Belarus is standing at a historic crossroads, and the world is watching.